Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. This is the third day of Fate Reforged spoilers. We have a new dragon to look at. Also, we're going to talk about sieges a lot, since apparently that's the name of the game in this upcoming set. Just besieging everything. Siege Rhino is going to feel even more at home than he did before. That's a spooky thought. We're going to start today off with a cycle of uncommons that are basically ridiculous for limited play. Each of them is a single color, but get benefits if you control permanents of the two other colors in the clan. Let's begin with Wandering Champion. 2 mana for a 3/1 human monk. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, if you control a blue or red permanent, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. First thing, a 3/1 for 2 is a bomb in limited. Absolutely amazing. Second, that ability is really just gravy on top of a good creature. Being able to Rummaging Goblin is pretty sweet if you need it, but yeah, a 3/1 for 2. I'm sold. Next in the cycle might be my favorite one, Meringue River Prowler's 3 mana for a 2/1 human rogue. It can't block and it can't be blocked. You may cast it from your graveyard as long as you control a black or green permanent. How outrageously annoying is this card? Even if you get rid of it, as long as they're playing either of 2 out of the 4 remaining colors, it'll probably come back. Sure, it can't block, but clearly that wasn't the plan at all. Get a few enchantments on this thing or buff it with a combat trick and just go to town. If they kill it, bring it back. This isn't the best one of the cycle by any means, but it's flavorful, and if you delve it away, you can get value from it from your graveyard. At least that's something. Next up is Battle Brawler, 2 mana for a 2/2 Orc Warrior. As long as you control a red or white permanent, it gets +1/+0 and has First Strike. Well, there goes the neighborhood. Brawler is insane. If you play pretty much anything else before him or even after him, you're looking at attacking with a 3/2 First Strike on turn 3. That is legitimately disgusting, especially in limited. To be perfectly honest, I wouldn't be against something like this in standard, especially in budget builds for Mardu tokens or an aggro variant. This thing survives combat really well. Plus, it can block manifest and morph cards all day if necessary. Big fan. Hungering Yeti is 5 mana for a 4/4, Yeti. As long as you control a green or blue permanent, you may cast it as though it had flash. While this card does have flash, it seems less flashy than the other cards of the cycle we've seen so far. Even then, it isn't bad by any means. Being able to ambush someone with a giant 4/4 is hysterical to say the least. Luring someone into a false sense of security is always fun. Lastly, it enables Ferocious. It's not the most exciting card, but definitely playable and limited, easily. The last uncommon in our cycle is Obzan Kinguard, 4 mana for a 3/3 human warrior. It has LifeLink as long as you control a white or black permanent. Take away the condition for the ability. A 4 mana 3/3 with LifeLink, is that good? Yes. Add the condition back in. Is that still good? Yeah. It isn't going to surprise anyone that LifeLink is an amazingly powerful mechanic. Sticking a 3/3 body in front of a bunch of small creatures is annoying enough to deal with. Give it LifeLink, you get out of reach really quickly if they don't have an immediate answer. 4 mana to basically give you a wall that gains you life, I'll take that any day. Out of this entire cycle, you might get the most utility from the Kinguard. It just discourages attacking so much while threatening to create 6-point life swings at will. It's nasty stuff. This next card is a rough translation, so hopefully it's somewhere near correct. Lightform is 1 colorless and 2 white for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, it becomes an aura with enchant creature. Manifest the top card of your library and attach a Lightform to it. Enchanted creature has flying and lifelink. This is definitely something I can get behind. I like using Manifest this way. You spend 3 mana and get a 2/2 flying lifelink? Sure, yes. I'll take that all day. You're using 2 cards to do it, but especially in a format like Limited, that doesn't matter when you're hitting in the air and lifelinking. The best part? Let's assume you manifest a creature. You can turn it over at any time, and whatever creature that is just got lifelink and flying. Seems pretty strong to me. I'm starting to get behind Manifest in a big way if this is how they're going to handle it. Palace Siege is our next card in the holy crap dragons are attacking me, please stop attacking me dragon cycle. 3 colorless and 2 black for an enchantment. As it enters the battlefield, choose Khans or Dragons. If you choose Khans at the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you choose Dragons at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Okay, let's break this down. These are 2 very different abilities. The first one is amazing card advantage. We've seen from Whip of Erebos and other cards that recursion's always fun. While this does bring something back to your hand every turn instead of the battlefield, you're still talking about value. Anything with an end of the battlefield effect will love this to death. The longer it stays on the table, the more advantage you get. It's kind of gross. The dragon option is also pretty good, but in a totally different way. For something like this, Commander is the obvious first place to look. The ability has the phrase each opponent in it, so you know what it's meant for. Beyond that, it pretty much does what it's supposed to do. Straightforward and awesome flavor-wise. This is very Orzhov. Recursion and extort, basically. Also, the best part about this, check out that dragon. We've seen it before. Dig through time art. Yeah, the hype. Because more sieges, Frontier Siege is 3 colorless and 1 green for an enchantment. You know the drill by now. Choose either Khans or dragons as it enters the battlefield. If you choose Khans at the beginning of each of your main phases, add 2 green to your mana pool. Whoa, wait. Hold up. I'm not even going to finish the card yet. 2 mana every main phase. Both of them? What is happening? Okay, let me just finish the card first. Right, okay. If you choose dragons, whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. Alright, now that's over. What the heck? That first ability, for free mana like that, you usually have to spend way more to get it. But 4 mana? Really? This card is stupid, even if only for its Khan's ability. Mark my words, this card is a ramp king. Get it out turn 3, then on turn 4 you can play something that costs 7 mana in standard on turn 4. And you still get an extra 2 mana during your other main phase. Does anyone else understand what's happening here? It's just for the Frontier Siege. I'm not even done yet. What about Commander, Omnath, Crewfix? Okay, now I'm done. Well, I probably should talk about the dragons part of the card. Yeah, okay, play Hornet Queen. We good? Great. Next. And we're here. Another dragon spoiler. Oh yeah, again, this one is a rough translation, but people seem to have it taken care of already. Dromoka the Eternal is 3 colorless, 1 green, and 1 white for a 5/5 legendary creature dragon with flying. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, bolster 2. In case you forgot, bolster is a new mechanic that lets you put that many +1/+1 counters on a creature you control with the least toughness. Dromoka is really, really dumb in green decks. Those little mana dudes you have that always become useless late game? Not anymore. Dromoka brings their relevance to a whole new level. Not only that, but again, it's when a dragon you control attacks. You can trigger this multiple times a turn. Play a Naya mid-range deck. This plus Stormbreath Dragon or Sarkhan is enough to do stupid things. Getting a double bolster trigger can turn a 1/1 into a 5/5 in 1 turn. 1 turn! There are going to be haters targeting this card. Don't let them get to you. Even if the ability isn't the best ever, this is still a 5 mana 5/5 flyer. That's really, really good. Go Dromoka, bringing respect to the Obzan. Dang. Another day, another set of stupid spoilers for Fate Reforged. I think today taught us a few things. First, this limited format is going to be outrageously fun. I already can't even imagine writing a pre-release primer for this. It's just ridiculous. Second, holy crap! Dragons and sieges everywhere. The set is one giant battle between the clans and dragons. Tell me that isn't the coolest thing ever in the world ever. Okay, I gotta calm down. Anyways, what did you think? Let me know which cards were your favorites. Excited about the set so far? You already know how I feel. As always, subscribe below for the latest and most reliable Fate Reforged spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Manosaurus, I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.